In this episode of Past Paradise, we dive into the complex love life of Hollywood legend Kevin Costner. From his early romances to high-profile relationships, Costner's journey has been anything but simple. He's had multiple marriages, welcomed children with different partners, and faced rumors of being a notorious womanizer. But after years of ups and downs, has he finally found his true love? Or is his recent headline-grabbing divorce a sign that his quest for lasting romance continues? Get ready as we unpack the twists and turns of Costner's love life and what it reveals about the man behind the fame. The ideal first marriage. Kevin Costner met his first wife and true love at Fullerton, California. She was up for homecoming queen and played Snow White at Disneyland. This beautiful woman with dark hair was named Cindy Silva. They met at CSUF and fell in love. In 1987, they got married. Costner described her as beautiful, sweet, and smarter than me in an interview in 1989. He also said, "She represented everything about women that I like." The couple had 3 children together named Annie, Lily, and Joe. The couple was happy for a while, but not for long. Costner wanted to be free. The people thought they were happily married. Kevin and Cindy definitely put it that way. It looked like he was a kind, loving, and honest man. He and Cindy even owned a racehorse named Proud to Be together. But Kevin Costner showed a slightly different side in later talks. He wasn't being subtle when he said in 1987, "I have a big thirst, a big taste for things. I hate the fact that I've lived by someone else's rules and I've somehow missed out on something." Fans weren't too happy about it, but his business partners weren't surprised either. The end of the marriage. Costner's highly praised movie, Dances with Wolves, which won 6 Oscars, took a lot of work from both of them. While Kevin was working on the set of the movie, Cindy ran the stage and held parties for the cast and crew to boost mood during the long shoot in South Dakota, while she worked full-time as a babysitter for their kids. For a short time, everything looked great. When Costner's name appeared in the press, it was too much for Cindy, and they said they were breaking up. They said in a joint divorce statement, "After 16 years together, we're ending our marriage. We have peacefully settled all issues related to our children and finances, and a full marital settlement has been reached." The divorce was completed in 1994. Kevin was still seeing people, though. Not a surprise news. The breakup news didn't come as a surprise at all. A chat with Costner showed that he knew it was going to happen before it did. He said, "The temptations are pretty strong, and there's a hungry world out there waiting for you to fail. So you can't even dabble without paying a huge price. I try to live my life with some dignity and discretion, but marriage is a hard gig." Costner's close friends and colleagues said he naturally hit on any woman he liked. In an interview with People magazine in 1989, he said that, "The package isn't important. I have a real appreciation for women." He kept his word when stories started to spread about his many, many loves. Aphrodite caught his eye. The 1995 love film Mighty Aphrodite by Woody Allen caught Costner's eye. The part Mira Sorvino played as a cheerful prostitute named Linda Ash, which won an award, really caught his attention. Kevin said that a Hollywood beauty was on the rise to fame and went after her. In 1993, a year before his split from Cindy went through, Kevin's relationship with Mira was all over the press. Every newspaper had a story about them. But just as quickly as their love grew, it went away. It looks like it wasn't meant to be. Effect of transforming. The women who have slept with Kevin Costner have changed because of him. This can be seen in Holly Samson. Costner was married at the time of this hot and steamy meetup in 1994. In May 2009, the actor told the truth on an internet radio show. He'd already been in the Wonder Years, My Two Dads, Matlock, and Beauty and the Beast by the time they hooked up. In the 2001 movie Pretty Cool, she played a big-name porn part as a teacher in a teen comedy. But in 1998, she became more involved in the adult film business, going by names like Nicolette. Going out with a model. Kevin's split from his wife in 1994 set him free. He said that while he was married, he missed out on a lot. He did a lot of things to enjoy being single, and he wasn't just interested in women. It was said in the tabloids in the mid-1990s that he was dating beauty Naomi Campbell. The beauty started her work when she was 15 years old and became a popular name very quickly. Since she was one of the most famous models, everyone knew who she dated. Adam Clayton, the bassist for U2, and Flavio Briatore, a Formula One driver, were both interested in her. A few more rumors. There were reports all the time. This time it was Karen Resnick. She's known for her roles in movies like Her Alibi in 1989 and Clara's Heart in 1988. She also writes scripts and works as a production helper. During the making of Clara's Heart, she was Martin Eflin's assistant. In the late 1990s, she married John Bryam, a famous film director. From these pieces of information, it looks like Costner and Resnick dated in the early 1990s, most likely when Costner was still married and less concerned with getting attention. Stories and rumors. Angie Everhart is a swimsuit model for Sports Illustrated who got her start in Hollywood in the movie Last Action Hero with Arnold Schwarzenegger. In her love life, this beautiful redhead was engaged to both Sylvester Stallone and Joe Pesci. Some stories say that she also spent time with Kevin. In 1995, the reporters even caught them on a dinner date, which made the newspapers very happy. The relationship didn't last long, though. She quickly got married to actor and singer-songwriter Ashley Hamilton. Another quick fling. Courtney Cox, who played Monica in Friends, dated Kevin Costner for a short time in 1995. The couple kept everything about their relationship a secret, so not much is known about it. It looked like things were getting serious, but this one-night stand ended quickly as well. But in 2001, fate brought them back together. They were both in the action-adventure crime movie 3,000 Miles to Graceland this time. She'd moved on since then, though, because she got married. In 1999, Cox and David Arquette, who was also in 3,000 Miles to Graceland, got married. The night of the fight. The famous baseball player Cal Ripken was having an amazing run of games. During the 5 years, he was always in the starting six, but he's said to have had a breakdown in 1997 just before the start. Luckily, the lightning problem happened and the game had to be called off. There were reports that Kevin was the reason he broke down. Cal came back to his house after going to a game because he forgot something. He found Kevin Costner in bed with his wife Kelly when he got home. The two of them got into a fight, according to some stories. Good morning, everyone. Costner was bored as he looked for love. He went after Joan London this time. Good Morning America on ABC had Joan as its host until 1997. His new relationship happened at the same time as the Waterworld promotion, and it quickly became a big story in the news. They broke up because of all the press and media attention, which was like a lightning storm. London says, "He got this yacht and we sailed around New York Harbor and had dinner. It was quite romantic and quite beautiful." She added, "I think Kevin and I would have dated longer had it not been for the unbelievable press focus on us." Living with a girlfriend. When 1996 came around, Costner made the choice to end his single life. He began going out with Australian beauty Elle Macpherson. Immediately, their relationship turned into a serious one as she won the heart as a model, actress, businesswoman, and TV show personality. A few months later, Costner and the woman moved in together. He said, "I feel I've met my equal with this beautiful, talented, funny, and lovely person." Unfortunately, Costner's time as a single man didn't last long because he wanted to be stable in his relationship. By the end of the year, they were no longer together. Yet another love story. Costner was in a serious relationship, and it looked like he was ready to get married again to the beautiful Elle Macpherson. But he fell into another relationship and then got single again. He picked up the phone when the single life called. In the meantime, he wooed Carla Bruni, an Italian-French supermodel and pop star. Bruni was France's first lady and one of the first supermodels in the world. She got that name after meeting Nicolas Sarkozy, the president of France. Bruni went out with Mick Jagger and Eric Clapton, too. A good year. Many people praised Costner's two very popular movies in 1997. The mention for a Golden Globe Award came from his great work in Tin Cup in 1996. A Saturn Award mention was also given to him for his movie The Postman in 1997. It was a great start to the year, and it got even better. Costner met Tawny Little, a news reporter and winner of the Miss America event. Between 1997 and 1998, they dated in secret. Besides Costner, Tawny also dated Ron Silver and Burt Reynolds. A hot rumor. Costner made another friend very angry while shooting For the Love of the Game. This time it wasn't a skilled baseball player, but John Travolta, an actor who works with him. Some tabloids wrote about Costner and his co-star Kelly Preston for a short time. She was married to John Travolta at the time. Unsurprisingly, reports that his wife is seeing someone else will drive any guy crazy. Many magazines kept writing about how Costner and Preston might be dating. They thought that the emotion from the story and the set spread to more private areas that weren't on the show. Costner and Preston didn't say anything about the news claims. Love for real? Costner met Christine Baumgartner while he was looking for true love and the right wife. Christine works as a model and makes fashion handbags. Costner wooed her for a while, and she fell in love with the Dances with Wolves star who won 2 Oscars. By chance, Baumgartner also went to California State University, Fullerton. In the late 1980s, they met for the first time. He was playing golf for his part in Tin Cup, but he was married at the time. But things went differently when they saw each other again in 1998. He added, "When I met Christine, I wasn't prepared to be in love again. It took me a long time before I said I love you to her." End of being a bachelor. As a single man, Costner's life was pretty wild and crazy. He admitted it. "When I wanted someone to hang out with, I was the typical guy. Who do I love this week? Who do I love next week? I wouldn't even use the word love with someone because that makes things harder." But once Christine was in his arms, things started to change. In 1998, when she was 33 and he was 53, they began dating. But things got rough for them in 2002 and they broke up. She wanted kids and a family, but Costner wasn't ready for that. Having cold feet. Costner wasn't ready to get married again and have more kids. She told him she could wait, but not for long for him to change her mind. He got it together in time, though, and they were able to stay together. "Fear kept me from marrying Christine," Costner said. He also said she wanted a child, but I was afraid I wouldn't be a good dad. They dated for 4 years, and when it ended, he asked himself, "Am I going to lose a beautiful woman who's willing to be with me until the end of my days because I'm afraid to say yes to a child?" It looks like being single again woke him up. Getting married. Costner and Baumgartner got back together, and by 2003, they were engaged. On September 25, 2004, they got married at Costner's huge 165-acre estate in Colorado, just outside of Aspen. The wedding was a bit strange. He came in a covered wagon, and she came in a vintage, restored green pickup truck. For Christine, it was her first I do, and for Costner, it was his second and hopefully last. And this time, he stayed faithful. Costner's friend, David Gianmarco, told reporters, "Kevin and Christine are like kids together, really in love." A family man. They had their first son, Caden, after being married for 3 years. This time, Costner showed he was truly committed by taking some time off from acting to help out at home. His work changed from time-consuming film projects to follow-up side projects, like buying a centrifuge machine. He also toured with his country rock band, Modern West. But it looked like he'd dropped out of the scene altogether. He definitely left his lifestyle that made the tabloids his main focus. He was now a father. 7 kids. It was 2009 when Costner and Cindy had their second son, Hayes. The next year, 2010, they had their third child, a daughter named Grace. With his 7 children from his marriage to Cindy and his son Liam with Bridget Rooney, Costner had a great family. In 2011, he talked about his family, saying, "They're outstanding children, and I see them making steps every day. The one thing I pray for in life is not success, but being able to raise my children and that nothing happens to me in the next 20 years. Dear old dad. Being a dad to older kids is hard. Having children when you're already in your 60s is something to think about. I want to be the one to tell them about life's secrets, its beauty, its betrayals, and everything else. I don't want them to learn from someone else," Costner said. His words show how much he cares about his family, and for Baumgartner, how much he's changed since his swingin' single days. Those times were over, and he was ready to give his life for his kids and family. A swinger who got better. Since 2009, he told Good Housekeeping that he doesn't pick favorites among his children. Costner has changed his attitude. Now he only brags about his children's achievements and gifts. He said, "I've always been really close to my girls, but all of my kids are showered with love. Being a father comes naturally to Costner, just like being successful and acting." There will be no more marriage after 18 years. As the saying goes, all good things must come to an end. After 18 years of marriage, Christina filed for divorce in 2023. Kevin Costner's representative released a statement saying that he was sad about the end of his marriage and asking for privacy for Costner, his estranged wife Christine, and their children as they go through this difficult time. In interviews, Costner had previously talked positively about his wife and how she made their home better. But things have since gone bad. In divorce court hearings, Christina was told to leave their $145 million family home, giving her 1 month to find a new home for herself and their children. Costner is said to be happy about this, even though he may have to pay all court fees and a huge amount of child support each month. Baumgartner and Costner's relationship ended with a lot of fights, evictions, and an unstable family life. A display of affection fuels rumors of a relationship with Jewel. Kevin Costner and Jewel were seen holding hands at a tennis fundraiser in the British Virgin Islands in December 2023. Costner was smiling and his hands were on Jewel's waist while she spoke into a microphone. Although Costner was only a guest at the tournament, rumors say he has a deeper relationship with the Hands singer. The two are said to have traveled to the Caribbean together and spent more than a week with each other. This rumored relationship comes after Costner's recent divorce from Christine Baumgartner, his wife of 18 years. Having another love end in 2012. Whitney Houston was someone very important to Costner. He said, "She was my one true love." The two stars became close when they worked together in the 1992 movie The Bodyguard. When Houston died at the age of 48, Costner gave an emotional speech at her funeral. He even blamed himself for her death, saying, "I let her down. I should have been there and I wasn't. And now I'll have to live with that pain for the rest of my life. I saved her then and I should have saved her now." This time was hard, but Costner had to keep going. Coming back to Hollywood. Costner put his family first and took a break from acting, but as the kids got older, he started to get back to his old work. In 2013, Costner played Jonathan Kent in Man of Steel, but he didn't choose to do that easily. He said, "I won't make a movie unless I can do it the way I want, so I hold my breath for a very long time. I don't want to make a movie I don't want to make or one that's changed in a way I don't feel good about at this point in my life." A life worth living. It's been great for Costner to make movies, but becoming a dad is even better. He says movies are magic, and they've always been magic to me. "There are times when you're just a dad and you get to go home," he said. "I've played 2 roles in my life. One is acting in movies, which I get paid for, and the other is being a dad, which I'll be rewarded for the rest of my life." A happy ending. "I've never wanted to be afraid in my life, but after my divorce, I was," Costner said at one point. "It hurt so much the first time, and I never wanted to go through it again. But his troubled marriage and rough midlife taught him a very important lesson. Sometimes you learn the things you're most afraid of will save your life." Now that they've been married for almost 20 years and have 3 beautiful children together, things are good. You could almost say that Christine saved his life, and she deserves to have such a loving and dedicated husband.